More than a more than a dot.
Welcome to More Than a Dad podcast. I'm your host, Dre Moore. I got my guy,
What's good?
Lou Mobley. You pulled one of my moves.
We gonna get our timing together one day.
My guy, Lou Mobley, here with me. And today, we want to shout out Phoenix, Arizona. We see y'all in the downloads and the listens, although I've never been. Heard it's beautiful, though.
What's good, bro? You got Fast Five for me or no?
No, I don't got nothing for you. It's like, no, I'm just playing, y'all. What's your favorite candy to steal out of your kid's Halloween bag?
Kit Kats and Reese's cups.
Reese's. Reese's is elite. Snickers, too. What do you prefer, Call of Duty or Fortnite?
Definitely the duty.
The Duty?
Duty.
What was your favorite position to play on the offensive line when you was playing football?
Left guard.
Wow. Because you get the pull?
Yeah, but it reminds me of like when we were like pretty good up front, and like left guard is like the fifth position you feel like when you build an offensive line. So like I always felt like if I was nice at left guard, like I was overcompensating on a line that was already good.
True
So
that.
if anytime I got to be the left guard, that means everybody else is damn good.
True that.
You know what I'm saying?
That's what's up. MB or the Joker? Nikola Jokic.
I love Embiid, bro.
True that. I'm more Embiid guy too. Not just because he played for the city.
I'm more of a point rebound guy than like my center is a point center. Like I don't care how unique that look, but if I was building a team, I would rather have the 20 and 10 guy, the 25 and 12 guy,
right.
more than the 20, 10 and 10, and you the 7-foot center. You know what I mean?
That's a fact.
But you averaging 0.7 blocks. You know what I mean?
Right.
I'd rather take the guy that banged down there, or I know Embiid don't always bang down there, but like he could be extremely dominant down there if he stayed.
True that. At his prime, at his peak, Rockefeller or Rough Riders?
I'm just so much of a fan of a Rockefeller, bro.
Dang, you gonna take the Rock?
And I'm just a bigger fan of Rockefeller, but I will say Rough Rider had more mainstream successful acts.
So roster for roster, who you got? You already gonna have X on and Hove.
And that's not a wash. I think you still give it the Hove, but like everything else is Rough Rider.
This is what I'm saying. You got the Locks. Then you got Siegel Free.
State Property.
The
Young Guns.
Rough Riders got a better female rapper.
Yeah, ain't nobody messing with Eve.
Eve smoking a mill or any of them. Smoking. But
I don't know. I just
we could go with the Rock.
Like I said,
mad at the Rock.
like I just said, man. I just think I'm just so much more of a fan of Rockefeller.
Absolutely.
You know, I think the reign of Rough Rider had a better crew, like in total.
Right.
Yeah. Or more commercially successful
Yes,
crew.
absolutely.
Right.
All right. Well, it's more than a dad. So how's dad life?
Oh man. Before I left today, Manny was in there learning the body systems. Like his mom is doing like anatomy physiology, and he's taking an interest. Like Manny, if you ask Manny what he want to be, he'd be like, I want to be a builder and I want to be a doctor. So you getting like two different fields, but like
Right.
you know, my wife is trying to do some of her prerequisites for nursing, and like she's learning like the body systems. He took an interest into it, and then she went and bought him like body system toys. So he learning a muscular system, the respiratory, circulatory, skeletal, and he learning what they use for it. So like dad life is like interesting. Like I said, he's growing, and his vocabulary is so big. Like how you put that sentence together? Like who you heard say that? Like sometimes
Right.
I'm blown away by that. But he asked us the other day, what are twins? He asked us what are twins, and we had to describe to him. It's like two babies that are born at the same time. Sometimes they could be identical. He was like, so they babies like Osa? And like, yeah, they you know, they born babies. He was like, oh, so they drink mommy nipples milk? I was like, yo,
The correlation of things be crazy.
yo, it's kid brain.
Right, that's a fact.
Kid brain, bro. But how's that like for you?
An adventure as always. Ashton started a new school. He lasted in kindergarten for about a month, a little over a month. So he was going to one kindergarten. I ain't going to disclose it schools on here because it's
Yeah.
personal. But he was going to a kindergarten, and Ashton is Ashton, so that means like he be difficult at times. Sometimes he can be aggressive. Pretty much anything that you could think of, he's probably done. So like the big issue that they had over there was like him leaving the school. So he would leave the school at his leisure. He would leave the classroom. He would go out the building. You just kind of can't have those things. Outside of the fact that at times he would be aggressive with people, students, staff, stuff like that. So we actually kind of got blindsided by the school change. Actually, they had like called a meeting, and me and his mom went to the meeting, and they were just like, yeah, so we're gonna put him in alternative placement for him to do some testing, which basically was their way of saying like he's gonna go somewhere else, because the testing is 60 days of observation and stuff like that. So it was like, all right, well, are we is he gonna come back after he does the testing? Is that just like temporary? And they kind of just was looking like, I don't know. But in my mind, that was like, he ain't coming back. I was just happy to get him up out of here.
Right.
So once they got the transportation and stuff situated so they can bus him over there to his new school, that took a couple weeks. So then it was here. So now we was like going to see the school, and going to meet the teacher and stuff like that. Once they got those things in place. So me and his mom went over there to meet the teacher and stuff like that. So we get in there, we in the building. They was like, yeah, we're gonna take y'all downstairs. He's not even. Is he? No, Ashton isn't there yet. We're there before he got there. He's on the bus on his way there, but we're there already. So we get there, and so they take us downstairs. Like, we're gonna show you where his classroom is at. So we go downstairs, and it's kind of eerie-ish. We go in the room, and it's a big room, real big room. In the middle of the room, it's 3 desks. So it's like, all right, cool, what y'all got going on down here? And there's 3 desks just sitting in this room. So it's just like, all right, so it's going to be him and 2 other boys. They're just going to be here together. They got like a little play area, like a cool off area with like bean bags and like air mattress and like a lot of like little fidgets and stuff. And it's just like a different way of learning. For a kid that has a behavioral issue. So they give them the lessons and the learnings in increments. They might do like 20 minutes learning, 30 minutes learning, and then they have like 15-minute breaks where they got like little fidgets, toys, and stuff like that. And then if your behavior is still extreme in there, they have like another little room off to the side, which is like padded, like it's a little padded, creepy room, which is like the break room. So, like, you get too aggressive, you knock some stuff over, they're going to take you to the break room. And you're going to this little padded area. Ashton goes there quite a lot. Yeah, one day he went there like 5 times. Just do stuff. He don't like it, though. That's the funny part. He don't like the room. He don't like the classroom either. Like, he complains, like, it's only 3 kids. It's only 2 other kids in my class. He don't like the fact that it's only 2 kids. And I'm like, bro, you was punching on other kids. Like, they took you away from the classroom with 20 kids because you was punching on kids. Now you in here with 2 kids and you don't like it. There's not enough kids to punch on. But it's all a part of the parenting process. And
I don't think we ever talked about it, but like at this point, like, what is the goal to get him to?
The goal is to get him to sit in class and do his work and not be disruptive.
Okay.
And even if it isn't for like an extended period of time, like, we was just having a conversation with him the other day. Was just like, can I get one good day? I'm not even asking. Like, at this point, what we're even taking is like, he get percentage charts now. Like percent of the day that he's been good. So they break his day into a 15-minute checklist of things like, can you be responsible? Can you be respectful? And I forget the last one. Can you be something? It's just irrelevant. But they're checklists. So like they check it every 15 minutes. So that basically gives you an idea of a percentage of the day that he's been on task, that he's behaved. So there's been days like we've gotten a checklist and he's been good 13% of the day.
Woo.
And he's never had 100, but sometimes it shows progress. So it might be like 60% of the day. I think the one he most recently got was like 75% of the day. He was cool. 75% of the day to me is a good day.
That's
You get a reward for it. You might go get to do something. We might take you to get a little toy, get you some ice cream. We'll do something to reinforce that you had a good day. It's unrealistic to be like, you go from days where like, man, you wrecking the room. Like I said, you got a 13% good day. It's unrealistic for me to be like, man, you gotta get 100. And then I'm gonna give you something, or I'm gonna reward you for doing something like that. When like we're trying to build to that. So like if he got 60, 70% good day, like that's progress over what we were dealing with. So like the expectation is just for you to be able to make progress and go up the chain. And that's with any kid, for real, to be honest. Cause like, I've dealt with like me and Dre mom just went to the parent teacher conference for Dre at his school, and one of the teachers that he has now in 8th grade, he's had since he was in 4th grade.
wow.
So she was even just in there talking about like how the difference in him is night and day versus like Dre would have meltdowns a lot in class. He would get upset about, Dre was real big on like being a perfectionist. So like if he got an answer wrong, it would wreck his day. He gonna have a tantrum. He might cry. He has to lead a class. He would be really upset about not getting answers right and stuff. And he was bad at like controlling his emotions, and some to the extent today, like he still has his struggles with controlling his emotions. He would get flustered, but she just talked about like how he's night and day away from where he once was,
Right.
as far as like controlling his emotions go. So I just it's things like that, like the progress. I just want you to be able to make progress, and like I said, like I'm just trying to get you to where you need to be. So like I'm on top of it, as as much as we can be, as well as the participation of their mothers, just trying to get them to be the best that you could be, whatever we get out of it. So that's really the goal.
One thing that I feel like we have to be responsible with is like, being transparent where we are in our fatherhood. And I think like a story like that, Ash is a serious behavior issue in school, and like how you handling that might help somebody else. So I just wanted to make sure you
Right, yeah,
took time to
absolutely.
speak about that a little bit. But I got some more social media topics for you, man. I love when I get a chance to just rap with you and I about some of these things that are just all over Instagram. Recently I came across a video, pretty much a group of people, men and women, talking about like how women will have babies with alpha men and then find beta men to raise them. And I just feel like we should break this down, because it's like, I don't know who they think the alphas and the betas are. And, I'm not really a guy that really stands in I'm alpha or not, you know what I mean? But like, I just think it's interesting. That's the perspective that's how we describe that situation, is that, if I have a kid young with a guy, he was an alpha, versus I had a kid with a guy young, we finally started dealing with each other. I got married to another man and he handled the responsibility. Like, it's just worded different.
Yeah, that's the part that's confusing me. So like, do you automatically become an alpha because like you left the kid? Like, is that what's defining the alpha? Or is it like so are all deadbeat dads or dads that don't take care of their kids, are all of them alphas? Is that is considered? Like, I'm just confused.
I'm
Like, what
confused
does it
with it
mean
too.
to like have a baby by an alpha and then get a beta to raise it?
Because I guess a alpha man would never raise somebody else's kids.
When I think of the term, how I identify as an alpha, to me, an alpha is a leader.
Right.
That's more so to me, like that would be the largest quality in being an alpha, being a leader, which incorporates like being able to think for yourself, make your own moves, not being influenced by other things. Like you, as being like an alpha, to me, you're setting the standard. You're creating the narrative. You're pushing the envelope. You're making the decisions. You're calling the shots. This is on your back, and that's how I look at that. So do that mean like you make the conscious decision to not take care of your kids?
Because you want to be that, or
I'm just trying to figure out like where it is, and like why does it make you a beta or less than because you take care of someone else's child? Wouldn't that then make you
even greater of a man?
Yes, would that not make you the stronger person?
I don't know. I just think it's, like you said, extremely ignorant, and like, let's just be honest. So like, if a woman has a kid young, I'm gonna call it young, like 25 and under.
Okay.
So we probably don't have no real career. We probably apartments. We don't own a house. Probably, whoever's the outliers on that, you could just raise your hand in the back. But 25 and under is pretty much you became a young parent.
Right.
Right. Let's just be honest. In that time, y'all still figuring each other out. Y'all don't have careers. It could have been puppy love. Y'all could have been one night stand. It could be some cheating, some abuse. It could be a lot of things there. Y'all don't have much to offer a kid if we both kids having kids.
Absolutely.
So the description of an alpha man, I had an alpha man's kid, and basically insinuating she's able to manipulate another man to pick up another man's responsibility. So that would make him a beta because he was able to be controlled or manipulated, like in that description. So the alpha man, you can't control me. I might have been doing you wrong. You grew the balls to leave me. Well, then that's on you. Like that's not manly to me.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? But I could see like that's how the video was tainted. That like, she couldn't control him. Maybe he wasn't gonna, that's the last time you're gonna cheat on me. I'm gonna leave, and well then leave then. Like that made him like strong looking.
Bro, I guess I don't really resonate in that because like I feel like I have the ability not to be moved by situations. So like just like when we had Brandon on here and he was talking about like his first interaction with me as far as like him meeting me and me being unmoved and unbothered.
Right.
Like you can't move me. I know who I am. So like if to say that like you raising somebody else's kid would make you like less than or like I guess timid or like because that's when you talking about betas you talking timid, you talking submissive, you talking those are those words that go with that. I ain't never been.
Right.
I'm not moved in any situation. If anything, we standing 10 toes on what we standing on, and to me, it don't matter whether like I don't have no problem raising somebody else's kid because at the end of the day, they're kids. At the end of the day, this kid is in my life because their mother is in my life, and I'm going to treat them the same. Just like you talked about when you met your wife, package deal. They come together.
Right.
I know in order for me to be with this woman, that kid or these kids come with being with that woman. And it can't make me less than because, I didn't make those kids, but I raised those kids. That don't make me less than. If anything, I'm carrying it.
Right.
So, like, to me, that's just... The statement to me just doesn't make sense. Like I'm just trying to figure out what makes a man that's not raising his kids an alpha and the dude that's stepping in to raise the kids a beta. To me, those two things don't even...
The classifications is
They
off.
don't go together, bro.
I mean, I'm going to be honest. So like, I've told the story here a million times. Like I met my wife pregnant, 8 months pregnant.
Right.
And like everybody wasn't thrilled that I was dating a pregnant girl. And like, let's just be honest. People probably thought I was a sucker for that.
Right.
Right? And like I could hear the whispers in the back, and that's not really his kid. And if I was weak-minded or a beta, I would have crumbled under all that, what we call it, backlash.
Right. Backlash. Manufactured.
Manufactured backlash. You know what I mean? I didn't crumble under that. I stood on my principles, and
Right.
it wasn't her having a kid or expecting a kid wasn't enough to deter me,
Right.
and nor did I take it as I must be soft because I'm handling something else that somebody else didn't want to do.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? Like you said, a package deal. I want to be involved with a woman. She come with children. You know, I said it before. If I step in with her 8 months pregnant, or I meet her and she got an 8-month-old baby, guess what? If I marry her, I'm gonna be a step parent
Anyway,
regardless.
so it doesn't matter. Right. It's something I don't understand.
Yeah,
I would say that.
I just was. You got to be careful. Some of the parenting things floating around on the internet are like really be mind-boggling.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Speaking of, there was a case recently where daycare workers thought it was funny to scare the crap out of the kids at the daycare, putting masks on and scaring them for a good while.
Right.
What is your thoughts on that? And I think recently they were arrested for that behavior. I'm not sure what the charges are, but what is your thoughts on that? Like, if that was your
what
kid,
was they arrested? Like, I guess it's some sort of like child endangerment, probably. I mean, if it's my kids, I'm tripping. Absolutely, because you don't know. For one, in that situation, those kids are so young, they can't like properly speak for themselves. They can't properly like advocate for themselves. That's more so what I'm looking for. So yeah, I'm hitting the lid because like you don't know what type of phobias these kids have. You don't know what type of phobias they have. So like you don't know what they're fearful of. You don't know what they're gonna carry with them. You know, like you might not show scary movies and stuff to your kids. They may have nightmares. You know, Ash has night terrors bad. I don't know what causes him or what sets him off. I mean, he likes scary stuff, but he has night terrors. Like he will cry in the middle of the night for no reason, be scared to death, be upset about things. You don't know what type of things that can trigger by you doing those type of things. And they're kids, so like it's kind of low key bullying. I'm not saying that you can't scare kids, but there's a limit to certain things that's excessive. You might pop up like Boo could kind of be scary. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like Peekaboo and like some certain things can be scary, but like putting a mask on and like tormenting a kid is like different. Like that's like low key bullying,
right?
To be honest. And I'm definitely tipping off of that because like you can't bully my youth.
So this was a conversation me and my wife had, and she was like irate about it, and she felt like arrest was definitely warranted for what they were doing.
I don't know if you should go to jail.
Right. And initially, I was very lighthearted on it, and I think she was kind of mad at me. I was like fire them or something. Like, I don't know, suspend them.
Yeah, suspend them.
Yeah, fire them, suspend them.
That.
You know, I think the rightful thing is just if it was really a lot of backlash for it, just fire them, right?
Yeah.
I don't really want to see nobody go to jail unless you really a criminal.
I go to jail for that, bro.
Yeah, but
jail is crazy.
Like, I gotta be real. Initially, I was kind of like that's not like far fetched to like I think a common person might think, oh, it's Halloween time, we're gonna go in there and scare the kids, and like you don't realize like that's unprofessional or like that's bullying or like that's
because it got to be a limit. That's what I said. Like if we came in. And I just had a mask on and they jumped like, oh, and they were scared and I took the mask off like, all right, that's cool. But like if I'm just gonna stand like this for a half hour, walking around, chanting around, like that's tormenting, bro. That's
right.
different. Like that's crazy. That's craziness, bro.
You right about that.
Yeah, like if it's just like I'm not saying you can't scare a kid. Like we all done popped up behind somebody and scared them. And like startling somebody and terrorizing somebody is two different things, bro. You could startle my kids. I ain't mad at that. They popped up with a mask. Or he screamed. He ran. We not about to walk around the tables with masks on for like, come on. And they still crying?
Right.
No way, bro. That's insane.
No.
Definitely get suspended. I ain't advocating for nobody to go to jail. You might lose your job or something, lose a clearance.
Yeah, because it's unprofessional.
Yeah, because it's that. But like jail, that's man. People don't go to jail for man. I ain't get into it. Bro. Going to jail for a lot less.
You know, we be trying to balance work and family life, and I wanted to ask you, like, what's the craziest thing you ever have happen to you at work?
Nothing has ever happened to me, but since we on this is more than a dad. We talking parenting. So one day I'm on a bus. I ain't gonna say what bus I'm on. Just because I don't want to incriminate the person. She's actually a cool person. So she is though.
You shooting her bell too early.
It's cool though. It's cool. So I'm on the bus. I'm driving, and this is a girl that get on. She always got a stroller, and she had the stroller in like the front. So she up front with the stroller, just chilling because the bus is crowded. It's not really no room to get on. She got one of them big strollers. You can't really bust it down like that. So she on the bus, in the front with the stroller. So like an old man get on, so he kind of tripped like over the stroller. So now he like talking greasy. You know how old men do. Like you shouldn't have this stroller in the front, whatever. She ain't really. They kind of. He's saying it, but not really saying it to her. He's saying it to the lady. So the lady like she kind of like, yeah, she shouldn't be having it. So now her and the girl is kind of going back and forth. Like, yo, what you saying? Like, ain't nowhere for me to go, whatever. So they kind of just like going back and forth. So like curse words is being exchanged, some F-bombs, F-U's, you know what I'm saying, back and forth, whatever. So they still on the bus, whatever. So now it's another lady. Like, this why, mind your business. It's another lady in the back of the bus. So she's sitting there, so she just yelled from the back. Like, she up there talking like that. Y'all should call DHS on her. First of all, black community, tell nobody they should call DHS on anybody. It's super no-no.
Right.
She say that. So now we get to Broad Street. The girl with the stroller, of course, she's in front. So she gets off the bus first. So she gets off the bus. The old lady, that's the first old lady and the guy that she was arguing with, they get off. Cool, go about their day. The other old lady, DHS old lady, she come up to the front and she step off the bus. As soon as she step off the bus, the girl slide her. Sock her. Punch her. If y'all don't know what sock is, punch her in the face. She go right down. Like out cold like a light. I close the door, kindly pull off. Because I ain't filling out no paperwork today. I ain't doing that. I'm out of here. I leave, whatever, go about my day. Come back later on, the girl out there again. She one of my regulars. This why I ain't incriminate her on this. You don't say what bus I was on. Pick her back up, get on. So like now she like talking. I'm like, dang, you ain't had to knock grandma out like that. So she like, well, she started talking that DHS stuff. She like, man, and I already kind of got like a situation pending. So it kind of triggered me. So I slid her. I mean, listen, I guess you do what you do. So she knocked her out, and I just and I seen her like I said, she was cool. We would rap on the bus. She'd catch the bus with the kids, and we'd talk, and she was cool. Knocked out old lady that day. She cool though.
I think the craziest thing, I think the craziest thing that happened to me at work. I probably wasn't even a parent yet. Yeah, I definitely wasn't a parent. I was still coaching, and actually I was coaching down at Newman, coaching football, and we used to practice on 26th Street before, like, I think Albie and them practice like on 24th Street now. They practice under the bridge on the turf.
Yeah. Oh yeah, over there at the new one. That's 26th Street too.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just on the other side.
Yeah. Anyway, we was practicing down there. This was the year after we won the chip. So this was the Coach Dan staff. Anyway, shout out to Dan. He listened to us from Florida. And we was practicing, like, getting ready for Thanksgiving game. Year had fell apart. The year before we won the chip, this year we, like, stunk it up so bad. We lost the team, new coach. It was just a bad experience. Didn't have a lot of administration support and all that. And we practicing, and then, like, we only got, like, 28 players on the team.
Right.
If it was, like, 22 positions, right? Like, it's not a lot of...
crazy.
It's hard to practice because, at this point in the season, it's late. People quitting, not showing up. It's hard to, like, actually practice, right? So, anyway, one of my freshman running backs, he was like a third-string running back because at that point, we didn't have freshmen or JV. It was just that we had a varsity football team that was just everybody.
Right.
And I had this young boy, I ain't going to say his name. He was a small running back, and he came to practice. He was like, yo, I think I got hit with a BB gun or something. Like, my stomach hurt real bad. Or, like, I was like, you ain't catch the bus or the shuttle up here with everybody else? No, I had to run home real quick. I just came right off of Snyder Street, Man, young boy was out there practicing. I'm calling handoffs for him, like tosses and handoffs for him to get reps. He could barely run.
Right.
And he like, Coach Mobe, he start crying. And he pulled down his pants, his padded pants, and like in his groin area, it was a little hole, like a teeny hole in him. And come to find out, you know, they sent him to the hospital. He got shot with a 22.
Hey,
So he was shot, and he was trying to practice shot.
no way.
You know what I'm saying? And I'll never forget that like he had enough courage. He took a couple of handoffs with a bullet in him.
That's crazy. He ain't get no tick for y'all?
No,
Never
we wasn't.
played?
I mean, I don't really know. It was like end of the year. He might got some end of the year tick, but like he was probably a little undersized at the time for varsity. But
Yeah,
you know,
though.
but it's crazy. He got a lot of heart, and I'll never forget that because it's like because even when we practiced at Newman when I was kids, like every now and then, like they'll be shooting in the area and we had to lay down on the field. Like Coach Steve did that a couple times, or like.
Right.
You know, some kids went some trouble. They throwing glass bottles over the yard at us. I mean, over the fence at us on the practice field, and you know, they might be black kids, but you know, we the 10 black kids out of the 70 white kids there. So it's like they think they just throwing bottles at this white football team, and there's black kids out there too. You know what I mean? But
That's crazy.
but every now and then, you know, it'd be some shootings, or we get word that there's about to be a shooting, or it was a shooting, and it'll delay or change practice. But that was the first time I was a coach, and I was responsible for these kids. In addition to the head coach and the rest of the staff, they're like, we had a kid actually show up shot, bro.
Yeah, that's nuts. That's insane.
Could you forget, like, could you assume, like, every time somebody gets shot, they lose a limb, they die or something? Like, you could be shot and just...
He just had the bullet in him. He just was, man, that's crazy.
Yeah, and because every bullet ain't, like, giant. You know, 22s is pretty small.
Yeah, but them things bouncing around inside your body, they still could kill you, cuz. They
That's
say they
all-
the worst ones.
Can you imagine getting off the bus and, like, damn, I think a BB hit me, and kind of found out you was shot?
Like them joints travel, you know, inside of here, everything wide open. Like you could get hit in your ankle, bro. It could just travel up your body, bro. Like once you get under the flesh, like everything under everything under here is connected, bro.
Right.
People get shot in the hip, bro. It come out their shoulder. He was just out here taking handoffs, jumping all around.
And the thing, and I knew
playing ping pong.
I knew it was serious because like he was like crying, like he was like I still remember I could never get his face out of my head, like how he looked, like Coach Moore, I really can't, like I can remember him, like it's crazy, but that was a wild day, bro. Like one thing, like living out in the suburbs now, like you know, like
Did they ever get the bullet out of him?
he went to the hospital and I assume everything was taken care of. You know, he probably came back like the next week or
Y'all
something.
never talked about it again.
Nah.
Oh.
No. Cause I felt like we was gonna get in trouble. Like we made a young boy practice with a bullet in him. Like nobody knew a bullet was in him. Like what you gonna fire? You gonna fire us cause young boy practice with a bullet in him? Like he ain't come to say, yo, I got a bullet in me, coach.
Yeah, that's the big.
He didn't know he was shot. So he literally said, Coach, I got off the bus. I thought I got hit with a BB gun. I like, did you see anybody pointing? He said, no, I just got hit with something. And I just kept walking, and it was a little painful. And it got increasingly painful.
That's not even funny, but funny.
Chill, bro. But yeah, I just want to tell that little quick story, man.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Oh man, I think that's it for the day, man.
Yeah, absolutely. I think we gave him. Yeah,
Man, we want to thank y'all, man.
yeah, we appreciate.
If y'all got any crazy work stories, man, make sure y'all share them with us in the comments or the DMs, man. Like
absolutely.
Your nonsense be happening at work sometimes, bro.
Sure.
And they want us to be all buttoned up and professional. I don't know what you want me to do.
Absolutely.
I gave young boy 34 power with a 22 bullet in him, bro.
Nah, that's real. You got fired for that today. But yeah.
How about
I
that?
probably might have went to jail. Yo, can we
Negligence?
my bad. Something.
Child abuse?
Listen.
All right, guys. Until next time, we out.
We out, y'all.
Join the More Than a Dad family by following us on Instagram, subscribing to our YouTube channel. Don't forget to join our Facebook group for daily questions, motivation, dad jokes, and new dad tips. If you enjoy our podcast, please leave us a review on Apple Podcasts and Spotify. Be sure to like, comment, and share our content with other parents. Last but not least, make sure you check out our new merch. The link is in the bio of our Instagram as well as the description of this YouTube video. We are truly grateful, and thanks for supporting More Than a Dad.
More than a dot, more than a dot.